The U.S. president announced on Truth Social that he has a time set for a call with the Russian hardman, saying hopefully a ceasefire will follow. Donald Trump says he will speak to Vladimir Putin on Monday, and hopes to finally agree a ceasefire in Ukraine. The U.S. president announced on Truth Social that he has a phone call scheduled with the Russian hardman for 10 a.m. U.S. time on Monday, saying hopefully a ceasefire will follow. As well as ceasefire talks, Trump said he would be discussing trade with the heavily sanctioned country. Trump said he would be speaking to Ukraine's leader Volodymyr Zelensky after his call with Putin, and then with Mr. Zelensky and other NATO allies. He wrote, "I will be speaking, by telephone, to President Vladimir Putin of Russia on Monday at 10 a.m. The subjects of the call will be stopping the bloodbath that is killing on average more than 5,000 Russian and Ukrainian soldiers a week, and trade. I will then be speaking to President Zelensky of Ukraine and then with President Zelensky, various members of NATO. Hopefully it will be a productive day, a ceasefire will take place and this very violent war, a war that should never have happened, will end. God bless us all." President Trump had faced heavy criticism for choosing to continue with his tour of the Middle East rather than attending peace talks in Turkey on Thursday and Friday. Putin, who had only been expected to attend if Trump also did, snubbed the talks, sending Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov in his place. This morning, a Russian drone hit a bus evacuating civilians from a frontline area in Ukraine's northeastern Sumy region, killing 9 people, Ukrainian officials said. The strike came hours after the Russian and Ukrainian delegations left Istanbul after agreeing to a large exchange of prisoners of war. 7 people were also injured in the attack in Bilopilia, a town around 6 miles from Russia's border, 3 of them seriously, according to local Gov. Oleg Horov and Ukraine's National Police. The Associated Press couldn't independently verify the report. There was no immediate comment from Moscow. Zelensky described the attack as deliberate killing of civilians, adding in a post on the Telegram messaging app that Russians could scarcely not realize what kind of vehicle they were hitting. The local media outlet Suspiln said the passengers on the bus were being evacuated from the town when the strike happened. Authorities are working to identify some of the victims, most of them elderly women. A mourning was declared in the town through Monday. Zelensky lamented the missed opportunity from Friday's peace talks, saying that Ukraine has long proposed this, a full and unconditional ceasefire in order to save lives. Russia only retains the ability to continue killing, Zelensky added. British Foreign Secretary David Lammy said he was appalled by the attack. If Putin is serious about peace, Russia must agree to a full and immediate ceasefire, as Ukraine has done, he wrote on X. Russia's defense ministry claimed its forces hit a military staging area in the Sumy region on Saturday morning, some 50 kilometers (31 miles) southeast of Bilopilia, without mentioning any other attacks there. According to the Washington-based Institute for the Study of War think tank, Ukrainian forces have been inching forward into Russian territory in the Kursk region, just north of Bilopilia. Russia said last month that its forces had fully reclaimed the Kursk region, nearly 9 months after Kyiv's lightning incursion captured more than 100 settlements there and promised to hand Ukraine a bargaining chip in possible negotiations. Ukrainian officials claimed fighting in Kursk was still ongoing. Russian shelling, drones and airstrikes killed at least 5 other civilians on Friday and overnight across Ukraine's Donetsk, Kharkiv and Kherson regions, according to local officials there. Russian forces overnight also launched 62 drones, Ukraine's Air Force reported. It said 36 of the drones were shot down and 6 more veered off course. The talks in Istanbul on Friday ended after less than 2 hours without a ceasefire, although both sides agreed on exchange 1,000 POWs each, according to the heads of both delegations, in what would be their biggest such swap. Ukraine's intelligence chief, Kyrylo Budanov, said on Ukrainian TV Saturday the exchange could happen as early as next week. But the Kremlin has pushed back against a proposal by Ukraine and its Western allies for a temporary ceasefire as a first step toward a peaceful settlement. Zelensky said he had discussed the outcome of the talks with Trump and the leaders of France, Germany, Britain, and Poland. In a post on X from a European leadership meeting in Albania on Friday, he urged tough sanctions against Moscow if it rejects a full and unconditional ceasefire and an end to killings. Russian delegation head Vladimir Medinsky, an aide to Putin, said both sides also agreed to provide each other with detailed ceasefire proposals, with Ukraine requesting the heads of state meeting, which Russia took under consideration. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov on Saturday held open the possibility of Putin holding talks with Zelensky, providing the agreed prisoner swap goes ahead and if Russian and Ukrainian delegations reached unspecified further agreements. Peskov also told reporters that Moscow will present Ukraine with a list of conditions for a ceasefire but gave no time frame, or say what needed to happen before Zelensky and Putin can meet.